24 teams began the Euros and now it's down to 8 in the quarterfinals. Of course, we have 2 games in this video previewed for you. It is Spain up against tournament host Germany, and then we have England, the media darlings, up against Switzerland, the dark horses of the tournament. Here's our preview. My name is Ayomide, and this is the Nutmeg on GuardianTV. Yeah, Hogan is here for this preview, and of course, good to have you, Hogan.
Thank you very much.
Very interesting games to preview in this one. We've got to the state of the tournament where we separate the boys from the men.
Yeah, exactly.
And which is bigger at this stage, at this point now, than Spain and Germany? Spain, for most people, have played the best football in the tournament, but Germany are no pushovers. They've been one of the most standardized teams in this tournament. They've played fantastic football as well. Now, the question I want to really throw at you is, do you see Spain, who has played the best football in the tournament, ousting Germany from this tournament?
Yeah, actually, it's going to be a wonderful game that I'm looking forward to. Seeing it's a competition between 2 fantastic teams. I won't lie to you, Nagelsmann has actually improved the German team. We are looking at an experienced German team against the young Spanish team who play fantastically well. When push comes to shove, I feel like experience is my later bit of the young stars, as it were. But I'm looking at it that the game is it's a 90 minutes game, and until 90 minutes we can't really determine who takes the 3 points.
But you also have to factor in the home crowd, the advantage that Germany will have. That's the 12th man on the pitch there.
Yeah, advantage, everything actually sways to German side actually, because they have their fans to them, they have their home ground to them, and it's their competition, you know. So I believe from the beginning they actually planned to host and win, and we can see it while they are playing their other matches in the group stage.
But it's really not still beyond Spain.
Of
the
course.
way they've played, I mean, it's been sensational. You have Lamine Yamal on the right wing, and then you have Nico Williams. Those 2 have been a revelation. Not like we are surprised. I mean, we know what these boys are capable of on a good day, and now they brought it to tournaments. It's not often you get to see young talents like that push their countries, or even, you know, when it's club football, they push. Yamal was responsible for many match-winning moments of Barcelona last season, and he's doing it for Spain. You can't overlook the talent of these guys.
Yes, we can't overlook the talent, but you know that they are coming into a different team, a different setup, entirely different coach, playing under different coaches at the same time. Yes, these guys are individually, they are very good. We know their standard, and we can't still underrate the fact that they are still young. This is their first competition, major competition for
but you know, it's not just
team.
about them. There's still the likes of Rodri, and there's still the likes of Fabian Ruiz.
Who hasn't even played more? They've not played more. I think for Spain
Fabian Ruiz has been the most underrated player in this tournament so far.
Yes. From the onset, he has always been one of the most underrated midfielders. Even in Paris Saint-Germain, he was one of the most underrated midfielders. But I believe that he's proving himself right and proving us wrong, as it were, in this tournament, because he has been fantastic. I mean, look at the goals that he scored. Look at the contribution to play that he has made in
and you also have to consider that the experience is also there for Spain. If you are trying to make them as a very young, inexperienced side, there's Alvaro Morata, the captain.
Okay.
There's also Rodri. I mean,
Rodri,
they have Cavani as well. These are it's a blend of, you know, all shades of football experience.
Based on numbers, between German side and the Spanish side, we have the more experienced team or players in the German side. We have the likes of Godwin, we have the likes of Toni Kroos, we have the likes of Emre Can, we have the likes of what's the name of their right back again?
They have Kimmich. Kimmich.
Yes. So they have experienced players. So many experienced players starting the game for them. We have Neuer, of course, starting from the home side, from the back line. So they have these experienced players. Compared to it, we can say that German team is actually the mix and the blend of the young players and it's a proper blending of the young players and the experienced players compared to the Spanish side where we have more of the young players over the experienced players.
Well, I don't know how much of this counts as a factor. What's your prediction for this game?
I see the game going into probably a 2-1 or
In favor of?
2-1 in favor of Germany. Or
I mean,
better
many people don't
still,
want to see Spain leave the tournament.
no, this is not about
I personally don't want to
now.
make my prediction because I think this is too close to call.
I do not want to be emotional. Like I said earlier, it's a competition. It's a game that we do not want to say this person outrightly wins the game because these two teams have been one of the best two teams we've had so far in this competition. So at this point, when they are meeting each other, one thing will still stand out, which is the fact that Germany are about 60% over 100 compared to 40% of Spain in the competition. The home ground, their fans to them, they will have more fans in that game and more experienced players. And look at their young players too. Look at
Florian
Germany's
Wirtz
young-
sometimes he's not even playing for Germany.
He's not even playing.
There was a certain game, a Bundesliga player of the season came in around the 86th minute.
But look at Musiala.
Yes, balling. That guy his talent is incredible.
So you see, they don't even have a striker. They don't use the striker as it were. You know, they start with Havertz, and when Havertz is playing, you can.
They have a striker,
just look
Nicolas
at-
Fulkrug. He played
yeah,
the Champions League final.
He comes in second half. He comes in as a sub, not
But
starting.
but
the
fair
game.
enough, they have difference makers, and that might just be a factor. But I still think personally it's a close one to go. But let's move away from that and talk about the game that is on everybody's lips. Maybe not for the right reasons, maybe for the wrong reasons. It depends. But it's all about the Three Lions of England. They managed to scrape a win against Slovakia. It was not so convincing until the Jude Bellingham goal. There's still a lot of conundrums to solve for Gareth Southgate. I'm not particularly convinced. I don't think anybody is yet, except that, when you win games, you get credit for it. It doesn't matter how you win sometimes. But they're facing Switzerland, who I think is the dark horse. And there's something about Switzerland in tournament football. They always play just the way they do. Aggressive. They press. They are very, 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 very proactive. They play on the front foot, and many of the times they are underrated.
Yeah, if we talk about a team that has been more compact in this competition so far, it's the Switzerland. They play the style. They don't change their style of play. They continue like that, and they keep pressing until they get the goal. And the difference between these two teams, the English team and Switzerland, is just the coach factor.
I think I would make it as identity crisis for
Yes.
England. Too much talent, way too much talent. But then
no style of play.
Switzerland don't even have up to half or maybe a third of the talent that England have. But you just find that they play better football.
No, sorry, we are getting something wrong. And what we are getting wrong is that they both have talents, but we have more high talent in English team.
I wouldn't want to say hype.
Compared to-
No. I don't particularly agree with that.
We know the
I know
English
that.
press.
That's why I said they are media darlings. I know that a lot of credit that some of these guys get is way overboard. I know that the press can bloat some of these players' ego, but you can't take away the fact that when we mention each of these players, and that's why I think a lot of are after Gareth Southgate. When you look at these players individually, mention them. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not even playing, and you can't say he's not a world beater. He's done it on the grandest of stages. You have to look at the amount of talent individually. Harry Kane, look at the number of goals he bagged for Bayern Munich. Look at Cole Palmer for Chelsea. Had the most goal contributions as a young guy coming from Man City to Chelsea, a very, very disjointed team. You look at Kobe Mino too. I mean, scored the goal in the FA Cup final and had a great rise to football as well. I can go on and on. Phil Foden's the player of the year in Premier League. I don't want to say they are overhyped. I think they are good, but I don't think that the coach has found a way to integrate these players together into a unit.
Yes, like you rightly said, the issue of this team, I said it earlier too, is the coach.
Yeah.
What makes Switzerland better than England is the coach. The plan that you've placed down, the pattern of play. What style are you playing? we can see a style, we can see an identity for the Switzerland, but we can't find that for the English team. Why? The coach. All these players, like I said, yes, they are fantastic players, but there's a standard that has been raised ahead of bars for them.
Yeah.
The coach is not being able to make this standard from their club side, the standard they were bringing from their club side.
I mean, they can't
he's not been
translate
able
the
to
form
translate it, yeah,
into tournament
the-
football.
exactly.
Now.
So-
And you know, my worry for England now, Switzerland knocked out Italy. And before that game, their coach said that we are not worried about Italy. Italy should be worried about us.
Yeah.
I wonder what the coach will be thinking this time. And you have to look at the quality of players in their ranks as well. They have Granit Xhaka, they have Xherdan Shaqiri. These guys are experienced, and you can't even doubt their quality at all. They have Ndoye, that their winger he's been flying. He's been having a good tournament too. They have a
However,
couple of
if you
players
talk
too.
about experience, I believe that the English team still has more experience than the Switzerland, because we have more players. We have the likes of Harry Kane, Trippier, we have the likes of Walker, John Stones. They've had more competitions, the World Cup heroes. They've played more competitions than that of Switzerland. But the what still boils down to the total game is, what can you do on the pitch of play when you play against each other? I believe that Southgate yet do not know. He has so many stars, but still cannot say this should do this, this should do that. You know, that's the point.
I just feel like the English team is so imbalanced. There's no identity. They don't know exactly what they are doing at times.
I feel that they have too many ball playing players.
Yeah, the profiles are. I think that's
similar.
the problem. The profiles are similar. You have a lot of left-footed players in the team,
Yeah.
and then you're using a right fullback as the a left fullback.
Yeah, some players playing off positions,
Out of position. So well, it remains to be seen how this one goes. I feel I can smell an upset here. I don't know about you, but what do you make of the predictions for this game?
Well, not being biased, I see Switzerland going ahead of England, but in my biased mind, I could say England. I feel that the game is going to, the competition continues to grow, and as they grow, each team sees themselves and then know what they've done wrong and see how to get better. And I feel that there is an advancement for the English team, changing the style of play, changing the set of players from the first game to round of 16. I believe that Southgate has learnt a lot coming this far.
I'm not sure a lot of people agree with you.
I do feel that he has learnt a lot, because for the first game, he started with Arnold in the midfield. The second game, he started again, but third game, he had Gallagher coming.
But let me
Arnold,
even quickly ask you a
and
question just
Hogan.
before we go. If they beat Switzerland, you have to consider the pathway of England. It's about the easiest of any of the
The
heavyweights.
smoothest.
Do you think they can go all the way if they beat Switzerland?
Yes, because
I mean, I say all the way. An English fan would agree with you that all the way is going to the final because they did in the last edition. So they want to win now. I'm saying, can they win the tournament if they beat Switzerland? Because I think Switzerland's a proper test.
No, they can't go all the way to winning, but they can go all the way to the final. Because if you look at the other opponents that they
because
are
anybody that is from that other
Yes.
route, anybody that gets to the final through them must have they must have
they are
deserved
facing
it.
this test of time.
Exactly.
You know,
They
imagine Germany facing Spain,
and
then
then there's
Spain,
still Netherlands, there's still France.
there's still France, there's
Yeah.
still Portugal.
So
No.
whoever gets there among them must have deserved it. But anyways, we'll see how these things pans out. Probably an upset. It's being sentimental. It's saying probably England wins. I feel that Switzerland will do the business against England. So let's know what your thoughts are as well. You can go straight into the comment section and tell us, what do you think will pan out in this game? Spain, Germany. Spain versus Germany is a tough one as well. Prospects against tournament hosts, and then the media darlings England against the dark horses of the tournament, Switzerland. And I thank you very much for watching this episode of the Nutmeg. You can be part of the community by hitting the subscribe button. You could also get all our latest videos when you tap the notification bells. We're going to notify you of every of our content as it drops. Thank you very much, Hogan.
Thank you very much
for making it to the show.
Yeah, it's my
as
pleasure.
always, I hope that your predictions go well this time. We'll see. But then you've got one right. You got some right in the past. Well, thank you for watching as well. My name is Ayomide. I'll see you next time.